the LG V20 user here, and today I'm doing a video about AT&T, guys. So I'm on ForeignerOverInternet.com here, and it says that AT&T wants to settle FTC suit claiming the carrier throttled data speed of unlimited customers, guys. So if you guys don't know, or if you guys have probably forgotten about this, there was a lawsuit filed against AT&T by the FTC claiming that AT&T was stalling customers on their unlimited data plan back in the day. So this was a few years ago, alright? And as you guys probably know, every carrier has their own definition of unlimited anyway, so, you know, it's not only this AT&T doing this shit. Every carrier was doing this shit back then, and I think if AT&T was gonna get thrown on the bus, Sprint should have got thrown on the bus. Verizon, T-Mobile, all the prepaid carriers out there should have got thrown under the bus. But whatever. So let's get into this, guys. Alright, it says that AT&T is said to be in talks with the FTC to settle a lawsuit that dates back to 2014. That year, a complaint was filed against the carrier claiming that it was misleading millions of its customers over its unlimited data plan. Subscribers to the tier offering unlimited data were upset because after consuming a certain amount of data in a month, their data speeds were throttled. And like I said, guys, every carrier has their own definition of unlimited, and I think every carrier should have gotten their should have had a lawsuit against them in terms of this case here. Not just AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, Verizon, all the prepaid carriers out there. They all do it. They all did it back then, they do it now. You know, depending on what plan you have. It says that FTC filed a suit against AT&T, which was eventually dropped after the giant telecom company successfully argued that it was regulated by the FCC, not the FTC. And y'all got some read the stories here. If you click on the little blue thing, this was back. This article was back in 2015. It says, however, a federal appeals court in San Francisco reinstated the FTC suit in June 2015 in a separate action. The FCC fined AT&T $100 million for the same infraction, throttling unlimited data. And you guys can also read that as well. But click right here on the blue thing. That was back in June. So this thing's been going back for a few years, man. It's now 4 years now. And, you know, yeah. Where was I? However, the agency never made the fine final, and AT&T was never forced to pay it. Meanwhile, AT&T said that the FCC had previously allowed the company to throttle unlimited customers who reached a specific usage cap. It added that it had disclosed the data cap to its customers on monthly invoices and text messages. It also released a statement at the time stating that AT&T was, quote, fully transparent with their customers, providing notice in multiple ways and going well beyond the FCC's disclosure requirements, end quote. So in that second paragraph there, it says that AT&T it disclosed the data cap to its customers, I guess when it was signing up to the thing, or when they was making the transition or whatever, or whatever the case may be, or when the customers got to a certain point, AT&T notified them by a monthly invoice. I don't know what the fuck that is, and text messages. You know, every carrier does it. You know, every carrier throttles data or deprioritizes data. If you're on like the highest tier plans on the carrier, you'll have deprioritization data if you go over a certain amount in a month. If you're on like a lowest tier plan, your data will be throttled after a certain amount of high speed data. All carriers did it, even prepaid, alright? So what that means is like they'll send you a text message saying, hey, you're almost reached the high speed data limit for the month. Yeah, be throttled, blah blah blah. And then once you get throttled, they'll send you another text message. The text message you'll get is a warning text message, a warning, and then you'll get another text saying that you've been throttled for the rest of the month. Deprioritization doesn't work like that. Deprioritization is only when the network is adjusted. They will not send you a text message saying, "Hey, the tower you're on is adjusted, so we're going to temporarily slow down your speed." You don't get no text or nothing. You'll just notice it if your data is slowed down for a while if you're on a congested tower. I'd rather be deprioritized any day of the week, and I'd rather be deprioritized and throttled, because deprioritize is nothing. That's like what, 5 to 30 minutes of deprioritization if you're on a congested tower. If you're not on a congested tower, you're fucking fine, alright? If you're on a congested tower, big deal. It's like what, 5 to 30 minutes of congestion. That's nothing. And now throttling is when after you reach a certain high-speed data limit, your data is started for the rest of the month until your next month's billing cycle. That's what throttling is. Deprioritization is a whole different ball game. All right. Every carrier does that. Every carrier throttles data, and every carrier deprioritizes data. On my hotspot right now, I have Verizon postpaid. As you guys probably know, I have been on unlimited plan on Verizon postpaid, and you get 15 gigabytes of high-speed hotspot a month, and then you're throttled to 600 kilobytes a second after 15 gigabytes of mobile hotspot. Right now, my hotspot is started right now on Verizon. I'm doing this video off my laptop on my hotspot, and it's doing pretty well. Before I reach the 15 gigabytes hotspot, they'll send me a warning text saying, "Hey, you're about to reach your hotspot allowance for the month," and then after that you'll be throttled to 600 kilobytes. And then once I reach 15 gigs, they're saying, "Hey, we will throttle your hotspot until your next month's billing cycle." You know, I get that text all the time, because I can blow through 15 gigabytes of hotspot quick. I tell it to my PlayStation, my laptop all the time, and all that shit. I have a lot of shit tell it to my phone, and it eats up my hotspot. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck about it being throttled. I don't care. It's so usable right now. It's not the fastest thing in the world. It's not the fastest, but it's not the slowest thing either. 600 kilobytes is not the slowest thing in the world, guys. So don't fucking bitch about 600 kilobytes a second speeds. Alright, don't bitch about it. So yeah. Son of a bitch. I just lost track and shit. So I'm at the last paragraph here, and it says, and instead of taking its case with the FTC to the Supreme Court, AT&T on Thursday said that it has decided to negotiate a fair settlement of the issue with the regulatory agency. As for the $100 million fine imposed by the FCC, it would seem that the nation's second largest carrier is off the hook for now. Here's a quote from AT&T spokesman Mike Ball-Morris, and he says, end quote, quote, "We have decided to not seek review by the Supreme Court, to focus instead on negotiating a fair resolution of the case with the Federal Trade Commission," end quote. So, I don't know if AT&T is going to pay that fine. That fine's $100 million. That's a lot of fucking money, I wish I had that fucking money. Shit, I'd be set for life, When AT&T was throttling its customers, they didn't say what the cap was. I think it was 5 gigabytes if I remember. I think it was 5 gigabytes. I'm not sure if it was 5 gigabytes. It was like a low number. It wasn't like a high number. It wasn't like 50 gigs or something. It was like 5 gigabytes. I think it was like 5 gigabytes. I think so. Yeah, it was a low number. It was a high number, like 50 gigs. It was like a low number, like 5. So yeah. So AT&T wants to settle this, of course, because they just wanted to fucking move on and fucking not have to do this anymore. It was a lawsuit filed against AT&T about throttling customers on an unlimited data plan. Now, if that was the fucking case, every case should have gotten a lawsuit against their ass. Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon, Boost, Virgin, Cricket, all the prepaid carriers out there should have gotten a lawsuit against their ass. Because each carrier has their own definition of unlimited. Okay, so let's say you had the tier data plans. Verizon had those last year. Verizon still had the tier data plans, as you guys probably don't know. They still had them things. They had 3 of them there: 2 gigs, 4 gigs, and 8 gigs on the Verizon postpaid side. They still had the tier data plans, and I think Verizon is the only carrier that still offers the tier data plans. I think they do. It's the only one that offers the tier data plans. But anyways, guys, I said you had the 8 gig plan, the 8 gigabyte tier data plan on Verizon postpaid, alright? And you know, you got close to 8 gigs, they'll let you know, hey, you're about to reach your 8 gigabytes of data. After that, you'll be charged $15 a gigabyte after that for data overage fees. That's a warning text, and then once you hit the 8 gigs, they'll charge you 15 gigabytes of data, $15 a gigabyte of overage data after that. So yeah, I mean, they did it for the data overages. Those are gone. Most of the data overages are gone. Those were a fucking pain in the ass. Because when I first had Verizon, I got on my cousin's plan back in 2016. We didn't have unlimited data. We had the 4 gigabyte plan on each line. I think it was 4 gigs of data on each line. I think it was. And you know, I would go over every fucking time. I wasn't trying to go over, but I'd go over every time. But now we have unlimited data, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. It saves my cousin a lot of money because they don't have to worry about data overage or nothing like that. Dude, because these companies, man, like AT&T, you know, all them, Verizon, they made their money off data overages. They made their money off of data overages. They made their money off of that because people would go over the data like I did a few times. I wasn't trying to, but hey, you know, I use a lot of data on my phone. I watch a lot of YouTube and all that good stuff, make videos and stuff like that. And you know, those companies make money. Those companies made money off of data overage fees, and they like the companies now, they have unlimited data now, and they really don't have the tier data plans anymore. I know Verizon still has them. That's off, as far as I know, Verizon is the only one that still has them. So I mean, you'd get a text message saying that, you know, you got a text message on the tier data plans when you was about to go over your data limit. Then you got one when you're about to get throttled. The only time that you don't get a text message for data usage is during network congestion. You don't get a text for that. You just basically know by your own usage. If you get over a certain amount of data, like 22 gigs on Verizon, 50 gigs on fucking T-Mobile, holy fuck, and 23 gigs on Sprint, and 22 gigs on AT&T, then you'll be deprioritized on network congestion if you're on a congested tower until the tower is not congested anymore, and then your data will go back to normal. So AT&T shouldn't have been the only one that's, see, this is my opinion, guys. Some of you guys might agree with me, some of you guys might think, you guys might think different, but AT&T had a lawsuit against them that they claimed that they were stealing unlimited data users. AT&T shouldn't have been the only one. It should have been Sprint, T-Mobile, Verizon, and all the prepaid carriers out there, because each carrier has their own definition of unlimited. Each carrier do, and so yeah, I hope AT&T sells this damn thing. Hope they can move on and all that. So yeah, man, what the hell do you guys think about this? Do you guys think AT&T was wrong for not? You guys think AT&T was wrong for throttling its customers on the unlimited data plan? I don't know if that data plan had restrictions or not. I don't remember. I don't know. You guys have to look it up. Look up AT&T postpaid plans 2014 and figure that out for yourself. Do you guys think AT&T was wrong for throttling its customers on the unlimited data plan? Do you guys think AT&T did the right thing? Do you guys think that the other carrier should have gotten a lawsuit as well instead of AT&T? So what are your guys' thoughts about this? So if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, guys. It really helps me out a lot. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching my video, and I can see you guys in the next one. Peace out.